Okay, 10 minutes to go. This is a very fast, hopefully very quick review of a gameplay by one of my students. He sent me the file and said, can I have a look at this and give him any pointers? As you can see, it's a 5-stone handicap game. I haven't looked at the game record before this, so I'm going to go straight into it without looking at that record and see how the game plays out. So we're good to start. So my student Ispak is 17Q, 5-stone handicap against somebody who's ranked 4Q on OGS. No, it was on PandaNet. So there's a bit of a gap in the handicap, in which case we'll see where this goes. So white approach lower right corner. Excellent move by Ispak. This is a standard move. We would expect to see either the knight move defense to a knight move approach, or a pincer on the outside at M3. White attaches, black blocks at the 3-3. White descends. Black could just walk away now. I mean, it's possible for black to do this, and then white gets a bit of a corner, but black gets much more. The problem with the descent into the corner like that for black is that it's gote, and white gets the bigger point on the outside. So just it's one of those things just to consider. Do you need to do this, or is this bigger? My argument would be that that's bigger, but it's not a tragic mistake. White comes out here. Black pincers a little bit high. I'd have liked to have seen that down here, because then there's nothing for white to do. As it happens, because you're pincering on the level, white hanes underneath, you then hane back. White descends, you descend. White hanes here, or makes shape here. I'm aware now of the cutting point at G4. You extend, and I think this is the first bad move you've played. This just needs to be there. This is a standard move. It gives height, and by height we mean it pushes you up now to the 5th line here, rather than having you down on the 4th line, and it's threatening to overlap and overpin this area. So white will respond with something like this kind of jump, and then you can take the big point, that kind of sequence. As it is, yeah, that's our dear old friend, the empty triangle. There it is, with those 3 triangled stones here. It's just not good shape. And what does white do? White takes the extension, which is we would expect to see. So black, you've got center. You can play anywhere you like on the board. What's the biggest point on the board? To my eye, it's D10 over here, or K16, something like that. D10's huge at A because of the points. This is a wrong move. White has just given you a weak stone, a weak stone, and if you want to play in that area, attack it. Make it run. You've got this stone here waiting out in the center. What white can do? White's only got 2 options. One is to make a base here, in which case you make this kind of territory in the corner because you're solid in the lower right, or if white comes up, then you absolutely rip his base away. Now white's got nothing. But when white played this one, this is just way too passive. When your opponent gives you a weak stone, attack it, because that's what Go is all about. Go is about the dynamics of strong and weak groups of stones, and out of the conflict that arises in that dynamic, territory emerges. But we often get fooled, particularly at DDQs, and when we first begin this game, to think the game is about territory. It's not. It's about the dynamic interplay of strong and weak groups of stones. And when your opponent offers you a weak stone, take it, honestly. So now white has got center again, and so white does make a base. Really, the move that's howling out now is R13. This one here. That A, it's howling. I don't know where you're going to play, and I think that's the wrong direction. I really do. I think look at the board now, and we've got white is still not quite alive. He's got 2 super weak groups, and you've got a super solid corner in the top worth 20 to maybe even 30 points, and you've got a good 15 to 20 points on the lower side. And this is a great result. So again, this is direction of play. You're thinking too defensively. You're thinking about my territory, protecting things. White gets another cente, and white approaches that corner to make a reasonable base. You come out, it goes in, you block, and then white undermines your lower left corner. And this was the cutting point that I was worried about earlier. So you block here, white comes here. Wrong. This is a Joseki, and it's one that you should Hane here, because white can't do this. This just doesn't go anywhere. What does white do now? If white protects here, you just catch this stone. White here, you get all of the outside, and white gets a little corner. That kind of sequence is what we'd expect. So this just gives white too much freedom, and now white's alive. Yeah, white's alive. You still get the outside. So the big area of the board now, given that you've got a weakness in the wall here. Note that weakness. You're going to have to play Gote. So you can't play the big move that we'd like to see here, which is because you've already played that Gote, and actually let's go back again. There is no cut here. Read it out. If white cuts there, you simply Atari at G5. So that was a very slack move, and then white comes this way. Not a great move by white either, to be honest. And now again the howling stone. Well, you've got to go and fix. You've got to go and fix this cut, because if white cuts there, he's going to run you all the way along the edge of the board, which means you get a big thick wall. So you descend. What are you stopping happening there? Not an important point on the board compared to this. White over defends as well. This doesn't look like a 4Q player on PandaNet to me, but that's what we've got. This cutting point doesn't need protecting. The important one still is this one over here. Can white play here? White can clearly not play at point 1, and if white plays at 1, you just simply connect at 2. Nothing to be done here. The big one is still over here on the left hand side. That one there. Okay, let's keep going with the game. Enough analysis. So you protect there. White Hane's round. Looks pretty stable to me. Again, the move that's still howling out for me is fix this and build this area here. This area of the board is what you're interested in. There's not much going on over there. You're pushing a wall. Still we're asking for D. When's white going to play D10? That's a Hane. There it goes. There it goes. So that's been there for... It ended up there. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's the 16th stone and white cuts. And then you Hane connects, you connect your cutting point. White comes out and starts to undermine your wall. And now this territory is just dissolving. This was good, by the way. I've watched quite a lot of your games recently, and you played too close. White has come in. You can't close fight this. You've got to back off. And now you're trying to compensate for that loss by developing this territory here. Okay, let's keep going. So white invades, because that's clearly the most important territory. White's just giving you a weak stone. What are you going to do about it? I would like to see you extend to D14. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Ispak. It puts a little bit less pressure on the F16 stone. That could have been one higher, but it's not fatal. That's a good move. Now white's trying to make a base, so Hane under at J17. You defend the corner. Attack the weak stones. That one is what I'd like to see. The corner's secure. You're attacking these pair before they can settle and make a base, while they're off balance, while they're still skittering for life. That's what needs to go on there. Okay, so you defend the corner, and so then white starts to pincer, and you go down, white comes out. So this is a kind of smash, what we call a smash and grab raid by a white, where white's just going to break that territory up. So white descends, you descend, white descends. White doesn't mind if you turn to the right in this direction and make a small life here, because white's going to build something in here and disrupt all of the center. Okay, you go there, white presses down, comes out, yeah, and blocks. And now white's alive. White again, alive. And now white's starting to run the game. Did that need protecting? Look at it again now. If white cuts here, what does black do? Black plays here. So there's no cut that needed protecting there. So that was another slack move. White here, white here. That's okay. We can't go that extra one because now if you fix, he cuts. There it goes. So this is a really common shape. So after that, you're settled. You've got two liberties on the edge. Here they are, 1, 2, which means that if white does try and cut directly, if you were to play something, say, let's where's a big move somewhere else, you could cut here quite cheerfully and kill the 3 stones because there's nothing white can do about that. And if white now does this, then you do have to back off. But at the moment, if you do that and white cuts here, you just take the white stone like this. So that's a really common shape and one that you need to get a little bit more familiar with. Okay, so back to the game. That's the dangerous one. Yeah, white cuts, and that's bad. Ouch, yes, you knew it at the time. You saw it as soon as it happened. And white takes, okay. And that can't work. That can't possibly work. And now you're down to 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 points in that corner. And again, there's still, you've got to do this. I'd suggest that the tiger mouth is probably slightly better, but not much. It's about the same. And now white sets to work on erasing your territory in the center. So here, you're making life for a group that's already got life. You're already unconditionally alive. You've got one fixed eye here and plenty of space here to make a second eye that white can't disrupt. So this is another super slack move. White comes down, stop you bending under, you come out. Is white trying to kill you? Can't. It's just blocking you. That's aiming at the cutting point, but that one, it's a great idea, you're in a great direction to play. But here, just cut directly. If white obviously can't Atari you here because you get this Atari. So if white Atari is here, you come here, white comes up, you come up, white comes up again, you can come up again. And where is white going? If white comes one more time, then you just simply block, and now it's a liberty race. White here, black here, 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 3. This doesn't work, so white's got to do this 3. You can push, white can push, you can push. You've now got 4. This doesn't work for white, so white can't do this. So white might go one more time, but now you've got 4, so you just take white down to 3. White, black, white, black, white, black. All of that was possible. I know that's a bit of reading, but it's about liberty racing. It's about liberty racing. So this move was just too soft, and white fixes the cutting point instantly quite right. Now the biggest point on the board that I can see, if it were me playing the game, is that one there. Where does white play? White protects that cutting point as well. You know, it's a cautious player, white. That's it. That's the direction. You know, if this one here for black had been there, then we'd have got a pretty good sized territory here. And we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost 40, 35 points in there. It's a good chunky territory. Anyway, white, immediately you run away, and I can see why. The guy's out fighting you in lots of cases. But Hane, if he cuts, you cut. He comes up. You can take it here, down, here. What's he going to do now? He can't ladder you because of this. He can't come here because of this. Again, it's experiencing fighting. That's safe and secure. That's good. That's the move you should play straight away. That's good too. You don't need to connect Atari first. Because then you're out and this group then starts to come under attack. Okay, so you connect and then white comes out, and now you've got a troubled group here. He's taken the 2 stones here. That's good. You should just connect to your lower group. Push down again. Yeah, now he's got a fix, and then connect to your lower group at G8. There's no cut there. And that's not going to work. Now you're going to connect. Okay. That's okay. That's all good. Everything's alive now. It's now just a matter of points in the territory. So that's all good. Yeah, you can't kill this now. You absolutely can't kill this because it's all connected to this. Right, good direction, because black has got, what's the score estimator say at this point? Score estimator says white by 20. Yeah, it's too big now. Back to the review. This kind of move that you play in the game, again, it's too defensive. Play here, here, here. Then you get the points. This one here is just giving away the points. White cuts. You Atari. White Ataris. You take. He takes. You push. He fixes. There, 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 there. And now we're into the end game. Connect. Connect. Do you need to connect there? I don't think so. Nonetheless, you did. Connect. 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 I probably think that in territory terms this is a much better move because that's an Atari, so he'll do that, and then if you're still worried about the connection, there is no problem here, so there's nothing to worry about. Okay, so here, 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 now he fixes. We're almost done. Does that need connecting? I think probably taking that one is more important. Can white cut here? Let's just look at it. If you don't fix, and let's say you play this one, white cuts, black Ataris, white plays here, you connect here. Yeah, there's nothing for there's nothing here for white. So again, that's another in the game. That's another slack one that takes a point off your territory, and then white takes the point. Ooh, just connect. Keep things simple. And now white's pushed in, and so that's a further reduction. And then you fix a cutting point again. Does that cutting point need to be fixed? Let's look at it one more time. If you were to play, I don't know, there aren't really any moves left in this game, but clearly white can't cut here. If black simply Atari's there, and it's all done, it's all over. You connect. That's a pass. That's a pass. That's a pass. That's a pass. Game over, and the score is. It says white by 34. I don't think that's as big as it was in the game. It was white by 20 something. But that was it. That's a fast review. I hope there's some pointers in there. What are the big? Where are the divergences? Slack moves when you're fixing something that doesn't need fixing, and looking for the big shapes on the board, the big points of play, and that all came earlier in the game when we were under move 100 really, all around here. Earlier than this. Yeah, this was a bad mistake that let white in and destroyed your area. It's the key point is about attacking weak groups. White's just giving you a weak stone, and you let that white stone get stronger. Same thing here. Let's go all the way back. that one. White gives you a weak stone and you put no pressure on it. This is calling out, absolutely howling for that move. Okay, that'll do for now. I wanted that to be a quick review. I'll leave that with you. I hope there's some useful points and hints and pointers in there. There were some great moves by black. Your direction of play and some time points was excellent, really good. We just need to get you to start to read one more stone ahead and starting to eliminate those slack moves when you're fixing cutting points that simply don't exist. They exist only in your imagination. Okay, that'll do now. Thanks to all that. Hope that was useful. 10 minutes to go, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.